Good morning, it's 5:34 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, October 29th. Let's see what's going on. I see some buy pressure, but 180 degrees contradictory to the buy pressure. We see manipulation trades. Large sell walls posted to the lowest price possible. All manipulation trades. Coinbase knows this. I taught it to them. Look, the order book. The largest trades possible, posted down to the bottom area. All right, these guys, I don't know how you trade on this platform, people. I extracted myself from it. All this is a fiat extraction system. Right here, Coinbase. The fiat extraction system. Look when they do the dumps early in the morning, trigger your stop loss through manipulation. As a matter of fact, if this platform didn't have manipulation, they wouldn't have any trades on it. Then they turn around and say, Tether's bad. Let's see, are there any large sell walls over here? Well, Jolly G, no. Do you see any? No. Let's go over here. Whoa, wait a minute, what's going on here? This is the 24-hour volume over here is, we'll say 40 million. It's actually 39 and a half million. Actually 39 billion and a half. Sorry, I'm corrected myself. Now we come over here, they have it in coin. Let's see where their market is at Manipulation Central. We're going to look at the numbers. Numbers don't lie. So we got a $16.5 million market. He's maneuvering it with, let's see, he had about 80 coin on there this morning. This is a $16 million 24-hour volume market, and he's been using approximately $500,000 in coin to bring the price down. And on the other side, he'll use, roughly about $1 million in cash to bring the market. No, $500,000 in cash to bring the market up if he feels so. When you see huge trades posted at the lowest price possible, this is a fake trade. It's part of his manipulation. This is a fake trade. It's part of his manipulation. The average order in this book is 1 Bitcoin. You just add 2 zeros. This is about 700% over the average trade. This is 29%, 100% over the average trade. These are manipulation trades. I've been watching him maneuver this about 50 coin around today to get this price down. Since the volume's low, he's lowered it. It lowers his capital investment to move the price around. So he's only using about $500 million to maneuver the market today. And he still uses the same method, though, regardless of how much coin. He's still using an illegal method, which is he's putting large sell walls up, and then he's dumping into the buy walls. I should say dumping into the buys. And then as he achieves a new lower price, the wall comes off, and it goes to the new lowest price he can achieve. It's in an ascending chained sell wall. You can see this flash to 10. This has been going on since that huge amount of cash came in. And then they ran around saying bubble, bubble, bubble. I'm sorry, people. What I'm seeing is one of the largest scams I ever seen before. They pumped it up to a record high. They dumped all over you for almost about a year. They bleated the wealth out of the system and put it in their pocket. To inflation and deflation. They inflated the price and deflated it. It's the oldest trick in the book. The bankers do it all the time. They inflate the price, everybody's in, then they pop the bubble and they suck all the wealth that's been accumulated through the bubble into their pockets. I'm sorry, but that's what happened. We were robbed. Just get over it. Don't do anything about it though. I've noticed this since December 29th. These guys did the world's largest boiler room scam in the history of the world. All right, you see this? This is what Coinbase calls a perfectly legal trade, to post the trade on the bottom that prevents the market from moving in the direction it's intended to move naturally. It's manipulation. Again, I told you 50 coin. You add those two together, more or less, you got 50 coin. This market is very manipulated. Matter of fact, if this market didn't have any manipulation, it wouldn't have any trades at all. Then when they get the price up here, right, what do? You come in and say you buy over. Hey, it's going to go up, it's going to break out. You buy over here. So you're watching it go up. Oh, it's definitely going to go up. I'll put my sell order in for 7,000 and put my stop loss in for 60, say $100 less. From say 410. Well, most people do it by percentages. Some people do it tied 3 to 5 because this market's very manipulated. So you put your stop loss in. Then they begin dumping the price, trigger your stop loss, they buy your coin back. Okay? You automatically sell everything. Coinbase gets fees from that. So they're not going to stop it. You get your coin cheap, you wake up, you're going to find out this morning your coin is gone and your cash stash is lower down by 3 to 5%. Okay? Even this is, when the amount of coin they're taking in these stop loss engagements, even though the percentage is low, the amount of coin that they get, you see, the volume of coin makes this a profitable endeavor, a profitable scheme. Okay, and I honestly think that since there's low volume on this exchange, the exchange is up to their eyeballs in this. And the reason why I say that is because on October 24th, these guys, I caught them red-handed running a scam. Now on the 24th, you'll see this bar with no volume. They had an unannounced maintenance. Most people did not know they were doing this. They took the whole system down. It was unavailable for trading. Now when the system came back up, everything was put up as normal working order, 100% operational, except for Bitcoin. It was left for over an hour in limit-only orders. Now what that does is, a limit-only order is, if I buy X in a limit-only order market, and the limit order is $500, so I buy X at $500. In the limit-only market, the next trade that comes in has to buy below that price. See, the market dictating is not dictated by demand now. It's in limit-only order. The next person that comes after that guy, only limit orders are going to be exercised. So each order that's going to go through has to be lower in price on the buy side. On the sell side, it's exactly the opposite. Each order has to be higher. That's to keep the price stable while these guys are in maintenance. It did not work because this was manipulated. Somebody knew that the limit-only order was either left deliberately on, and they took advantage of it and drove the price down for over an hour. You could see. These guys, once again, This is the same thing they did with Bitcoin Cash. They ran a scam on you. And then I called up and I told them about it. And then they were like, well, give us the information so we could write it down. I said, you know what? I'm telling you there was manipulation. When you reopened Bitcoin, you left it in limit-only order for over an hour. Somebody went in there using that to get cheap coin, took advantage of the market. I'm sorry. It sounds like insider trading. And they wanted me to provide the information to them. The information's right there. I told them, get your IT guys off your butt. Get in there. I don't work for Coinbase. You work for me. I'm telling you there's manipulation. Get your ass in there and do something about it. They're supposed to. They're legally obligated. They're supposed to protect your funds from any kind of criminal activity. That's either on the exchange, that's either on Coinbase proper. They're not supposed to allow somebody access to your funds through manipulation. And that's what they done. They allowed people through manipulation to get access to your funds. You come in, your assets have been sold out from trade manipulation, right? You had a tight stop loss. You lost all your coin. You lost some money off the top, didn't you? 3 to 5%. Now, Coinbase collects the fee from that. And then later, when you think the market's coming back in, you get sucked back in. This is why a lot of the traders say they're not touching this. They already said they're not touching this no more. Because the market manipulation is so fucking terrible. They got no volume anymore. You got to understand. They have to friggin' get you on the... Now, this exchange is surviving on liquidating your assets. If you're on the short side, they liquidate your assets, they get a fee. You're on the long side, they liquidate your assets, they get a fee. That's how they're surviving. They claim to be the world's largest exchange, or the top exchange in the world, or something like that. How could you claim to be the top exchange in the world when your volume's only 16 million? When the tether, that doesn't count. Yes, it does. They're using dollars to buy tether. They're about $40 million. No, 40 billion. No, 40 million. $40 million exchange. But they don't count because they use tether? That's bullshit. These guys want you to come back in this market so they can keep scamming you. That's all they're doing. Oh, come back to the fiat market. Don't go to tether. So we can keep scamming you. Look at this. 5:46 in the morning. And the price, when nobody's even awake at this time in the morning. East Coast or West Coast. And look at the price. Look where the sell wall is. Look. Constantly using the lower the price in combination with dumping into the buys. That's how it's done. The average order, look. This is a fake trade. This is part of his order. So you add these two together. This I know is fake 27 plus 15. 4,200% over the average order in fake trades. Even this one alone is 1,200%, 1,300% over the average market order. And this is, again, it's just window dressing. We've seen this one moving around all the time. You look, it's never sold. This is just to say, hey, look, there's other big orders inside the system. No, there's not. That's one and the same trader splitting his book today so he can friggin' obscure what he's doing. Okay? Now let's go to Litecoin. Oh boy, they're going to push this price down into the 50s. I can tell you that right now. Because there's a sell wall that they posted that's new last week, 1,782 spot 23 is embedded in here. And it's embedded in here. This is way too close to the epicenter. They're pushing the price down. They lowered this down. They're manipulating this price down. Sorry, people, but you know, in this market, technical analysis doesn't cut it for a reason. Everybody's doing all these technical analysis and nothing's happening. Why? Because it's being manipulated. You're doing an admirable job. If this was a normal market, all of that stuff would work. But I hate to break it to you guys, but this isn't a normal market. If you're using Coinbase as the example, this is manipulation central. I'm sorry. $500,000. He controls this $16 million market. Look at this. Look how he's dropped the price. And they always do it early in the morning when nobody's awake. Or they work under the cover of darkness when most people aren't aware. Your typical, criminal. Cat burglar. Everybody's sleeping. He's in your living room stealing all your silverware. Look at this. Deceptive trading tactics. Fake volumes. Getting very angry that it's been discovered that 20% of the volume on Coinbase Pro is Coinbase proper coming in and trading on their own platform. Their index fund, people said they were they closed that because people had no interest, and the reason why they didn't invest in the Coinbase index fund is because it's part of the particulars of the Coinbase index fund. Coinbase is not supposed to be in any way or form trading on their own platform, and it was found out that 20% of the volume here was generated by Coinbase proper. They said they were trading on behalf of their clients, and that was in clear violation of that index fund, and they closed it. That's the story behind that. And anybody in their right mind, any institution, is not coming into this market because it's too damn manipulated. You're telling me you're going to give your money to an exchange that any trader worth their salt from an institution? Well, we'll take a look at that index fund. It's a possible investment scenario that we might want to get involved in. Okay, John, you sit there and you watch the market. Do an analysis and come back and tell us if it'd be beneficial for us to invest in the Coinbase index fund. Okay, the first thing I'm going to look at the index fund, I'm going to see its structure, right? Which I have looked and seen its structure. Fine. Okay, what's to prevent them from manipulating the index fund? Well, they promised that they wouldn't because they won't trade on their own platform. Okay, then you find out. There's a report that comes out, 20% of the volume on Coinbase Pro is from Coinbase proper. Well, gee, that's Coinbase trading on their own platform, 20% of the volume. And then they're going to tell you that they're not manipulating. But that doesn't matter to an institution. That says then there's the possibility of manipulation, which is high risk. So I'm not putting my money in Coinbase Index Fund. Recommendation 0. Do not touch it. That's why they lost the Coinbase Index Fund, and they closed it because they were in clear violation of the terms. And a matter of fact, if there was anybody that put any money in there, in that index fund, they have every right to turn around and sue Coinbase Pro for that. Because they violated the user term agreements. They promised that they would not trade on their own platform to manipulate the price of their index fund. And they were already trading on their own platform already. So that was deceptive right there. So this is how crooked they are. And that's why you see these early morning dumps. Look at this. Let's see. It's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 12 o'clock, midnight. Everybody's got to go to work tomorrow. Let's scalp them. Look where the lowest order is. Look, to prevent the price from going up, just keep dumping into the buys and lowering that sell wall, and then tell me there's no manipulation. You wear a suit, you're going to prepare to be professional. We don't see any manipulation. That looks just like a regular trade to me. Well, let's look at the book. Your average trade is 1 Bitcoin. That's placed at the lowest price possible. That's about 3,700% above the average market order, posted at the lowest possible price. I've been in this business for 20 years. If the clearinghouse would have seen something like that, they'd be calling the SEC, turning you in. This over here is also part of his trade. This is all one and the same trader using 67 coin. You do the numbers on 67 coin. Probably $500,000 used to manipulate the platform. Over here, let's see his sell wall over here. He's got 40. Never mind what he's posted up there. Yeah, he's divided his stash in half. He's using about $250,000 to manipulate the market down in a low volume market. That's all you need. $250,000, and he's moving the market down. $250,000 in coin, I should say. And he has another about another 200,000 in these. So it's safe to say he's moving this market, manipulating it today with 500. There you go. There you go. Now watch. Watch. Large sell wall posted to the bottom instantaneously. It's not coincidence. It's manipulation. You're watching him manipulate it. And you noticed he moved that. He moved partial. He has it up here. It's the same thing. He moved this down to there. Then took part of that, moved it down to here. These are all his trades. What else do you got to see, people? What else do you got to see? They're doing it early in the morning. They're robbing you. Now they definitely triggered all the stop losses. They absolutely triggered because most people would be lucky if they bought here. Most people would be buying here. These guys are thieves. Now watch. The large sell wall is going to keep appearing down at the bottom. It's already large. 800% over the average market order. It's called a descending chain sell wall. All of these, if you notice, are descending down too, within range of the price. And look at the graph. It says buy pressure all over it. Come on, people. These guys ought to be made the example of. They should be thrown in jail. Okay, you see now on the Litecoin side, his sell wall is you could see it, 1782.23. There's a little bit holding it down. Look, he's barely got it at 51. Look how far from the epicenter it is. He's going to drop this price down more. Look, 1783.23. It's 1 coin off. You see? And he's got it close to the epicenter. He's going to drop this price more. See how they manipulate it? You move the bracket down, the kettle and trade price is down, you move the price down. Here's the kettling trade. 1782.23. 1782.23 are embedded in these two trades. They're the largest walls. They're always the largest walls. That's how it's easy to spot. He's probably got somebody who threw in 1 coin on top of that. There was probably a 1 coin order there. And a 2+ coin order in there when he moved it. So what he's doing now, he moves those two trades down, those two walls. Those two walls are impossible to overcome in this market volume. He forces the price into the range that he wants. This is market manipulation. This isn't people dumping because they're panicking or anything. People aren't even awake right now. And these guys are in there dumping the market down to get the price low, to trigger your stop loss and take your coin. And then later when they let the market go back up, they'll sell it to some other person who's unwise to what's going on. And then they'll take that part of the money that you lost on your stop loss. They'll get that and put it in their pocket. That's how I told you they're manipulating and getting your money. 1782.23 exactly. You see? These trades are never bought or sold. They're just constantly changed. You see the largest sell and buy wall, you go straight to them. That's the manipulators trades, and they're exactly the same market size, except this one you can see now because somebody removed that other trade that was on top of it for one coin. And down here, they still have a little extra inserted at the same price with his wall. This is total manipulation. This is very easy to see. No amount of technical analysis is going to help you in this market. Nobody knows what's. The only person that knows when it's going to go up is the extraordinary manipulator. That's all he does. And I still believe, honestly, to tell you, that Coinbase Pro is actually the manipulator. Somehow, in some form or way, when you find out who's done this, it's going to go right back to Coinbase Pro. And I'm telling you, they ran a big scam on you with Litecoin because the so-called dedicated owner of Litecoin sold all his coin at the highest price possible. That should tell you the story right there. These guys are crooks. Charlie Lee says he don't care about price. Why should he? He sold all his coin at the highest price possible. He doesn't have to worry about that crap no more. Now look, the buys got real hard pressure on them. And the market's still going down. Now that he freaking scalped you all with your stop losses, he scalped you if you're still in this market. I swear, if nobody goes to jail for this, then the agencies that are involved in this are as corrupt as these guys are. I can tell you, this is so easy. They're not getting away with it. If they don't do something about it, the AG, they're after them. These guys don't do it, I'll go to a higher source. Believe me, I got the ability. All I have to do is get out of the car when I'm in the governor's mansion, speak to a lieutenant governor. This is easy to see, man. These guys, I gotta say something. They ran this scam for so long, not because they're so brilliant, because a lot of people just are unaware how to read an order book anymore. You guys went over the technical analysis. You sat there in technical analysis. I look at the order book first, then I look at the technical analysis. Okay? And if I see this manipulation, I don't even bother to look at the technical analysis. Matter of fact, when I look at the order book and I see, oh, price is going to go down, then I go to the technical analysis, and then it's confirmed by a bear market flag. But you got to understand, all those flags and graphs are rarely triggered by what goes on in the order book. And the order book is a book. It's meant to be read. That's why they call it a book. Back in the day when we didn't have all those graphs, when we didn't have computers, how did you think we did it? You know, there was a physical book. You can actually go see the trades and open up a book and look at the trades, and you've been able to tell the day's activity. That's how they did it back in the old day. But now you got computers. You run over the technical analysis, and you're not paying attention to Bob in the corner, who's putting in huge orders at the lowest price possible. Then you're going to lose money. If this was, okay, wipe away all the technology that you use to look at graphs and all this technical analysis. You're standing on the floor. There's a guy putting up his hands signaling he wants to buy. At this price and this price. Buy at this price and sell at this price. And he's putting the same market orders in at huge, ridiculous volumes. Everybody on that floor back in the day would say, know what he was doing. Because you see, they had to use their mind instead of this computer. See? And this is what you guys lost the ability to do. You let the computer do your thinking for you, and then you react to what the computer spits out in a technical analysis. In my world, I'm taught, what are they doing? The order books. Why is this guy ordering at this price and this price at ridiculous volumes? And everybody on the floor would know, hey, he's putting up these walls to maintain the price between them. And back then, it wasn't called a wall. It was a block order. He's putting up these huge block orders on the buy and sell side. Oh, he wants to contain the price. Okay? This is the block order. Same market size. That's what you would call them. Because, you know, a huge block of trades are put up in the order book to block the price from going above a certain and below a certain price. That's a block order. Over here, look at this fiasco. Now you tell me that's not manipulation. Look, after they got all your stop losses now, they're buying it. They triggered all your stop losses. Now this will go back all the way back to 64.10. Look, yesterday, look. And you're going to be under the false assumption now when you wake up in the morning, oh, it's gone green. Oh, well, my stuff got sold. They lost 3, but let me jump in because I don't want to miss out on it going to 7,000. The bear market's over. Technical analysis told me so. You understand what I'm saying, people here? I'm going to start teaching you guys to read the order book. And then in my next videos, I'm going to start posting my Litecoin address and my Bitcoin address. Because I think you guys got more to learn from me than those guys that offer technical analysis. Yes, technical analysis does count. I'll say it, it does count. But not to a high degree as it does in the order book. If you've seen this wall here, right, and this wall was absent, right, this wall disappears, then you know it's going to go up. If this wall stays here, don't even bother. Don't buy anything. Why? It's not going to go up. Why? It's got a huge sell wall there. What technical analysis do you need out of that? Let's go to the RSI. You see the ridiculousness of it? Now you notice the buys. You see the buy pressure is increased over here, but yet price won't go up past this because he's going to make sure of it. Remember that 27 coin? I told you it was a fake trade. Now look where it is. He held the coin in order so he could move his order down to keep the price from going up. I don't know what else to tell you guys. I keep hearing people saying market analysis, triangle this, triangle that. In a fair and balanced market, yes. And this isn't it. Now let's go back to Litecoin. No, he's still got those. He's still got the largest sell and buy walls owned by the manipulator. You see the number I told you, 1782.23. This is the range he's allowing it to trade in. He puts the largest buy and sell wall to contain the price. For a reason, to contain the price. Now, where'd he put that trade? Where'd it go? Dum, 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 dum. Now, see, he moved it. So now, he probably moved it up. Now, watch the price go up. He relieved the pressure. He pulled it back like an accordion. This is the center point of the accordion. You press this down, the price goes down. You press this up, the price goes up. Now he removed both those trades now. Let's see what happens. He didn't buy or sell anything with those trades. They just disappeared. Now he's reassessing what he's done, and now he's going to repost them. Look at this. Down, down, down by the 6 hour. Well, it's too late now. We've seen him do it. Now he's going to let the price go back out after he scalped you early in the morning. Let's go. Let's see the aggregation. That's the only way I think we're going to see these trades now. Nah, he totally removed the trades. Totally removed them. We got to see what he's going to do now. Now he's going to let the market go back to normal. The largest sell and buy wall just disappeared off the book at the same time. Tells you it's one trader. You see that? Both of them disappeared at the same time. It's the same trader. That just helped me prove that today. Those two sell walls just both disappeared at the same time, live in your face. That's 100% manipulation. Both of those trades came down at the same time. The price kettling. Oh, don't worry, they'll be back. Did you see that? Both of those trades that I showed you on both sides, on the buy wall and the sell wall, both came off at the same exact time. That's one trader or one institution manipulating the price by putting up. Okay, look, you see how that just came back in? Let's take a look. What did I tell you? They both came back on the book at the same time. It's the same trader. We just watched him take it off and redeploy it. Buy in a sell wall. We've seen this one. If you go back, you'll see exactly what was there before, and he added in 1782.23, the exact same market order. It's been added into at this price. He took them off at the same time, and they came back on at the same time. This is the same trader manipulating the price of Litecoin. They caught red-handed. I told you. Watch, this one appeared back. We go back down there, it appeared back. This is the same trader. They can't tell you it's a different trader now. Now that's out of the whole recipe. Both of these trades come off and come on at the same time. We just seen that today. That's further confirmation that these are manipulation trades. They come off and come on at the same time. You just seen them come off at the same time, And you just seen them come back at the same time. Let's see what's going on over here. Look at this. Over $500,000. The average order book is one coin. Look what it is. Now he put all his coin at the bottom, because now he's got the price down and he wants to keep it there. Let's see. I bet you this adds up to $500,000. Now he's using $333,000 now to keep the price down where he put it. He did this yesterday to get the price down, but he failed. Now he's trying it again. Look at this. The volume. The same as yesterday. It's a repeat. This is going to be a repeat of yesterday again. But this is so startling. This was just so absolutely amazing to see him do it live. To take the trades off and then put them back on at the same time. Just goes to prove my theory that these are manipulation trades. The largest buy and the largest sell wall are absolutely confirmed now, since they were taken down and put up at the same time, to be under control of one entity and used to manipulate the market. I don't know how you guys can let this, you know something, I like to say this to the CFTC and the Attorney General and all of this stuff. This is long overdue. You guys should have been watching these guys when they first came into the market, and you should have been on top of them. That's what your office is there. I mean, I never seen anything so obvious before in my life. Now today that just confirms it. I wasn't sure if it was, one entity. And when they took those trades down at the same time and put them both back up at the same time, that shows you that one entity controls those trades. Okay? And these are never bought. This order is never filled. This order is never filled. Okay? Because that's not their purpose. These orders have been going up there since the beginning of December when they noticed them. The end of December when they noticed them. And they've never been bought or sold. But they're always there manipulating the price. The largest buy and sell wall in the open order book. That moves up, it moves up. That moves down, the market moves down. These are kettling trades designed to keep the price in between their range. Nothing more, nothing less. They're manipulation trades. The total sum value of them has nothing to do with their intent or their use. A hammer is $1,000, it still pushes a nail in. A hammer is $1, still designed to push a nail in the wood. These are designed to contain the market within the price range. Again, they're called kettling trades. They're the two largest walls on the exposed order book. Nobody trades beyond these ranges. Market manipulation. This is very easy, explanatory. This is an easy one. This is a textbook example of market manipulation. Putting up block trades to contain the price between the block trades. This one is easy to see. You want to manipulate the market. You want to keep the price in the hole, you put a tombstone on top of it. You want that price dead. After you bring it down, you put a huge a sell order that the volume can't possibly buy through. You're satisfied with that price. You might want to even go lower. You dump into the buy walls. You sell people coin, lowering the price. Then you take this large order and you place it at the lowest spot possible. This order is 3,500 to 3,600% over the average market order. Any clearinghouse would see that trade and know what its intent is. It's been high as 5,700% over the average market order. This trade stares out like a sore thumb. Anybody that's monitoring their books would question that trade, because if it stands out like a sore thumb, a big red sore thumb. You see, a big red sore thumb. When it stands out like a sore thumb, that comes from the trading floor. There goes your sore thumb. You ever see Alice in Wonderland, the Mad Hatter? If you look at his hat, you'll see that he's actually what they called the Mad Hatter back in the day. He was a trader pre-technology days, where they would have the sticker in the hat. What they're looking to buy something, they would put the ticket in their hat so the other guy could see it. That's the term from Mad Hatter is from. And the term sore thumb, here goes your sore thumb over here. It stands out like a sore thumb. Mad Hatter. He's jumping up and down and going crazy on the floor, putting up fingers, and everybody used to go see the stock exchange. That's where you would get the term Mad Hatter from. This isn't nothing new. It's just now they included technology in. I've been around for a long time. I would say more than most people know. They always get the question, well, you know all of this. Why didn't you make money over there? For some reason, I think it's a bad thing to involve yourself in a criminal enterprise. It's this thing that you do all the time that you claim that you have. Your social justice warriors. You're full of virtue. You'll stick up for somebody else's rights, but then on the same note, you're here trading on this platform, and then you'll admonish me for not trading with the criminal act, knowing that there's criminal activity and taking advantage of my knowledge. That's not so virtuous. We got to stand up for people's rights. I follow the criminal activity of the manipulation to make money by scamming others out of their money. I'm right along with the trader that's robbing people. But I stand on virtue. The virtue signal all the time. It's too bad I don't have any eternal virtue. So this here is absolutely ring a bell right here. He's been trying to get this down to 390 for the past 2 days. Now he's determined to keep it there. And he manipulated it down to do it. And we just watched him do it using a sell wall. And you look at the book. Look at the average order. Let's see. Barely one. Not even a tenth. Not even a tenth. Not even a tenth. Not even a 100th of a coin. Some of these orders. Most of the orders are like less 100th of a coin. And look at this. So when you average it out, it comes out to barely one coin, if you're lucky. Probably less. So I use one off the top of my head to give myself a good clearance. And this is 4,300% over the average market order. And it doesn't ring a bell over there at Coinbase. It doesn't ring a bell with the dumbbells. This manipulator is just running rampant, stealing people's money. Now all of this, he stop loss, he triggered, he bought all of their, look, he bought all of their coin after he triggered the stop loss below market order. Look, he bought it here. This is him buying all the stop losses he triggered. Now look where he bought it. Now if anybody else comes in the morning and his stop loss has been triggered, you lost. If you got a tight stop loss at 3 to 5%, some guys, you lost your coin and you lost 3 to 5% of your cash, right? So now he buys it all back. Now you, being a trader, traders do as trader does. You're going to say, well, I'll buy here, and the price will go up. You got to hope that you could sell it here. And now what he's gonna do now is sell you back your coin, all to this range, all the coin that he got at this price here. He's gonna make a profit on, and it's not the price that he's concerned about. It's the number of coin he can move. The more he moves, the more money he makes. Look at this. Look at this order stands out like a sore thumb. Remember, the terminology is sore thumb. It comes from trading. It stands out like a sore thumb. Look what he's doing. There goes your sore thumb right there. The trade stands out. Look at the order book. You can't deny you're not going to notice that. The technical analysis isn't going to tell you anything about that. You can go through all the graphs. This graph here is contradictory. This says there's a lot of buy pressure. The way this is pushed down. But yet the market still goes down because contrary to what the market says, this trade is working against it. And you can see. Now this pressure is showing itself now over here. If he removes this, I can tell you this right now. Look at the order book. What would you think if he removed this order, this fake order that's designed to keep the price down? If he removed it, what you think would happen if he took it off? The price would immediately go up and keep going up. That's why he has it there. He knows this. That's why market manipulation. It's keeping everybody out of the profit margin because of what he's doing. He's robbing people. I'm going to keep this down to an hour. Look at the order book. Do the averages, 1 Bitcoin. This doesn't ring a bell over there at Coinbase. There's probably nobody even in the office. This is 24 hours, 7 hour, a 24/7 exchange, 7 days a week. And if you see manipulating trades like this that is crashing the market, you call up, there's nobody there. I'm sorry, you got a 24/7 exchange. Look, he just brought the price down low. And now watch the wall go down, watch it remove itself, and go down there. If he doesn't use another one, he'll leave what he's been doing, he'll leave this one up and he'll just create another one out of the balance of the other coin that he holds in his hand. Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. You're watching the manipulation take place right before you, right before your eyes. Who are you going to believe? Coinbase, who says there's no manipulation, or your lying eyes? Look at the largest orders are popping up now. Look where they're popping up. That's all you have to do is watch the order book. Now look where the largest trade, one of the largest trades possible, appears at the bottom of the book. This trade will be removed. It won't be sold, and it'll be added down here. Now let's go to Litecoin. Guaranteed those two walls that came off at the same time today and came back on because they're controlled by one trader have now moved down. There you go. 1782.23. He moved it down. You see the price is going down. It's closer to the epicenter. It's embedded in here. He moved it down. Manipulation 101, people. Stop believing it doesn't exist, because that's the manipulator's greatest strength. And I'm sorry, but when Coinbase denies that there's manipulation on their platform, and I see it, and I can point it out, and I can prove it, and you could watch it on all my videos as I'm sitting here and we're watching it live. We're watching it in real time. They done it early in the morning, 12 o'clock at night, midnight. They dumped you down. They cut your stop losses. They took your coin. You're short on cash. People bought it back. Now they got the balance of your cash that you just lost. Well, don't worry. They're going to run this up higher, and then they're going to sell it back to somebody else, and they're going to keep the money. They're going to give somebody else. Look down here. We're going to go all up, at least up to here. Buy. There you go. One of the largest trades in the book, put exactly at the lowest price possible. It's manipulation. That's standard manipulation using the descending change sell wall. Technical analysis. Does anybody go over the order book? No, I'm the only one. It's probably going to go down more now. The level of greed in this market is astounding. That they would pump it up. And I'm telling you, on Litecoin, Charlie Lee knows, because he had the ability to know how high they were going to pump the price. He sold it after one of the biggest declines in the market we ever seen. He knew. Nobody gets that lucky. If that was the case, we'd all be millionaires. Everybody says, "Ooh, you see manipulation all over the place." Because it's right there in the order book. Just because the blind man can't see the rat on the floor in front of him doesn't mean the rat doesn't exist. This is what I'm saying. I've noticed. Oh, you see manipulation anyway? No. I can see it in the order book, and I can prove it's in the order book. You're just saying platitudes. You're heaping praise on something that doesn't deserve anything because you're in love with it. That's that's like you have a pretty girlfriend and you're enamored by her looks, and meanwhile she's sleeping with all your friends, and you're just like, well, she's so beautiful, and she's with me. It can't possibly be happening. It's a little bit of ego tripping there. This market is all right. Let me post this video. Well, this goes to tell you. I hope the AJ, if you see this, I can explain further what's going on here. Again, an ascending chain sell wall brings the price. Well, descending chain sell wall brings the price down. An ascending rising buy wall brings price up. They're both manipulation. Over here, you got kettling walls put up, taken down, and put up at the same time today. We've seen that. So that confirms that these two walls are from one entity. Okay? These walls are put up the largest buy and sell wall to contain the price between them. That's why it's called a kettling trade. You got any questions? Feel free to ask.